Hello, everyone. Fred Wilson here with another podcast of Make Today Pay. And I'm talking specifically more and more about success, but success in sales and specifically real estate sales, because I am a practicing real estate agent. I'm also a full-time practicing coach and, author, lecturer, various things. So I'm a busy guy. But I get to do these wonderful things that I love to do, that I'm passionate about, and that in large part has to do with talking with you. So welcome. And today I want to talk about the phenomena in real estate sales of perpetual production. And this could be in any form of sales, really, but specifically here talking about real estate sales. Perpetual production. This would be the gold standard, if you will, within the real estate industry. He or she who goes from one transaction to the next, to the next, to the next, regularly, consistently. Boom, boom, boom. Now, you could say, I'm one of those agents because I have averaged at least one closed transaction a week for 30 years running. So that's kind of a model of consistency, isn't it? On the other hand, there are plenty of agents that do more business than I do. Some are what I call whalers. So these are agents working really big, expensive, high-end deals, and they do two or three, and it equals a lot of income. But there's really not a lot of skill in terms of their pace of production, but a lot of skill in terms of handling a very big transaction, of course. And then you also have agents that maybe they live in a small town in the heartland, 5,000 people, and they might do 100 or 200 deals because there's not many other agents in the area, and they've set it up and everybody knows them and they've been doing it a long time, and they're just little deals, and it takes that many to equal a great income. So it can vary, but the gold standard again is the ability to repeat regularly. And perpetual production is an outgrowth of the production model, the model that I both use as a practicing agent and is really responsible for my super great streak that I've had of success over the years in the business, and that I actually teach as a coach. Now, remember, I don't teach so much from the podium as I do from the trench. Okay, I'm in the trench each day, just like you are. And perpetual production is an outgrowth, as I said, of the production model. When you do certain things in a certain way each day, and that is your way from day to day, and those certain things are these fundamentals of the production model, these four cornerstones, and the four essential elements, and the four keystones. These are all interrelated. When you orchestrate these things together, kind of sounds complicated, but it's really super easy to do, super learnable, super doable. When you do this, you'll start to experience perpetual production. That is, where one deal tends to lead to another. And I love that about how the production model works. I have worked other models. I remember back when I was doing expired listings, and it was quite a grind, actually. And really, the person that succeeded with expired listings so often, and I was at one point kind of the king in our marketplace of expired listings, or certainly one of them, it was really boiled down to who called them last, the fifth time. In my case, it was 5 times. So I would call somebody on a Monday. Hi, I see your property is expired. Can I help you sell it? No. Boom. Next day, call them back. I told you no. Boom. Third day. Well, where were you when we were trying to sell it? Boom. Day 4. I really don't want to do this anymore. And by then, no other agents were calling, you see. So when I'd make that 5th call, I'd kind of be the only one. And sometimes it would lead to a 6th or a 7th call. And you'd grind your way through this and through people's emotions. It was tough. I made money, but I did not enjoy it. Or how about the numbers game associated oftentimes, with door knocking? And I'm not saying door knocking's wrong. I'm for door knocking because it gives you a chance to talk to people. I was a door knocker. That's how I started in the business. I didn't know anything about the business, but I went door knocking because I was told I should by a coach. So I'm glad you're getting coaching. Keep getting coaching. There's a lot of great coaching out there, but the production model is unique because of these 4 fundamentals, and it's a now model. It's not a future model. It's about making today pay, not working today to make tomorrow pay. And it's about going out and identifying business versus trying to get business to come to you down the road. Now, that latter approach is something you can have in your workplace model. But if you don't have the production model underlying it, you've taken yourself out of the game today in exchange for maybe having success down the road. The number one business model is going to be making today pay. Everybody in a room is going to say, I'd rather do a deal today than tomorrow. So again, this concept of perpetual production, it's a phenomenon really, is an outgrowth of being a production modelist. That is, opening up to opportunity instead of being closed down to it. And I estimate 98% of all real estate agents are closed down to opportunity most of the time. Now, I won't go into depth on that now, but you do have to shift your paradigm out of the idea that opportunity is rare, fleeting, and not always available into the paradigm that it's always available, but depends on your ability to recognize it. Which paradigm would you rather be in? The one where opportunity is rare, fleeting, and not often available, or the one where it's always available, but it's up to you to recognize it? Which one would you want? It's just like, which business model do you want? One that you could succeed with today, or one that you might succeed with tomorrow? Which would you want? See, these are fundamental to your success. And again, perpetual production, when you're open to opportunity and you make your cornerstone talking to people, and you learn how to initiate conversations on the phone, at the door, in the open house, impromptu, I call it head knocking, out and about in public activities. When you learn how to do that comfortably and you make that your way often, not all the time, but it's common for you, good things are going to start to happen as these keystone abilities, these cornerstones, these essential elements start to work in concert. So you got to be open to opportunity. You got to be talking to people, but then I want you to take out that preposition talk to, T-O. I want you to insert the preposition with, W-I-T-H. So instead of talking to people, I want you talking with them in discovery mode. Discovery, getting the flow of information to come your way. It's the high skill in the business of real estate sales. And yet few agents know how to do it well. Very few understand the fundamental techniques that make it happen. Imagine the awkward silence, the pregnant pause, the not knowing what to say, dispelled, disappeared. Doesn't happen to you anymore. That's what happens when you learn the production model. And you learn how to not just practice like a project discovery mode, but you make it a professional lifestyle, getting the flow of information to come your way. The real estate industry, by and large, has it backwards. Information's going away from you out to the public, being the expert, being giving good advice, brand building, marketing, customer service, making an impression, presentations, dog and pony show. Hey, look at me. That's outflow, has its place, but it doesn't allow you to make today pay. It's related to maybe making the future pay. You've got to get the flow of information coming your way. This is essential. And again, within the production model, those key skills are there and you learn them. And once you make them your own, incredible things start to happen, because when you combine this openness to opportunity, this understanding of opportunity, this ability to tap into opportunity mentally, when you combine that with the act of talking to people and being able to do that regularly, and then being able to talk with them effectively, getting the flow of information to come your way, you're really getting into that rich zone for business to be happening. And then when you make that your way each and every day, I call it when you make it to daily, another one of my words, to daily, today, each and every today that you're in the business. When you do that, when you have that urgency, when you're not letting today slip away. See, agents are notorious for that, and anybody in life really is notorious for that. I'm going to get to that. I mean to get that. That's my plan. But they don't actually do it. You've got to take these behaviors, develop them, begin your mastery, and make them two daily. When you combine all these four parts, great things are going to happen. What great things? Perpetual production. One deal is going to start to lead to the other because you're that person that's always in the game of talking with people in discovery mode and identifying actionable bits of direction, and cross-pollination is going to start happening, cross-correlation. And so maybe this deal over here doesn't work with one person and this bit of information over here didn't apply to another person, but one applies to one person and that then applies back to the other piece of information or the other property or the other person, and you get this connection starting to happen when this is your way each day in the business. Open opportunity, talking with people in discovery mode today, each and every day you're in the business. Perpetual production will follow. And I love that about the business, knowing that another deal is coming my way right soon based on the way I'm thinking, my actions, and my skills. It's all on me, right where I want it. So I think perpetual production is there for you too. Get on over to productionmodel.com, theproductionmodel.com, if you'd like more relative to that very thing happening in your own day-to-day practice of real estate sales. Fred Wilson, checking out and reminding you to like and subscribe and stay tuned.